The two reasons for this video, I'm making this video: one, a good sound system in the vehicle, and two, the element of surprise. Like, no one would expect me driving a van like this to have an amazing sound system, right? So that's what I'm trying to do here today in this video, and hopefully we'll get as I want it. Like, it will go smooth, but let's see.
Tell him, man, you know I'm shooting, but I ain't never gonna slack. I had to study the map, I had to find where I'm at. The legend, a symbol of that. Cause if I ain't gonna crack, catch me in the gun hunt. Something like a duck hunt.
There it is.
Come with nothing.
This
I
stupid
know what he
thing.
want from it.
Hello and welcome back on the channel. Never thought I'm gonna do another video on this channel. I keep uploading some shorts just for fun or whatever, you know, but right now, since I got back in my country, I don't really have any time for doing these videos, especially with the other channel where I'm reacting to music. But today I got a day off from work, so I decided to do this video talking about cars. I moved on from Volvos to Fords. You might wonder how. Well, I bought this Volvo van to carry all my personal stuff from UK to Romania to come back home. Then now I cannot use it because the law does not allow me to register a vehicle with the right-hand drive steering wheel in this country, so I'll have to pass on that. I'm trying to sell it or whatever, even though I do like it. I wish I could use it here, but hey, that's another story. But talking about Fords, yeah, from that I moved on to another Ford, which is even older. The one in particular is this one that I'm sitting in right now, and is a 2001 Ford Transit. Yeah, and it's just, you know, an old vehicle. Coffee break. But the subject in today's video would be this thing right here, this old thing right here. Still works, nothing to say about it, but as you can see, is a cassette player. This is the original cassette player from this Ford since 2001. So now in 2026, to listen to music, you know, I don't have any cassettes or anything like that. So what I figured I'll use for the moment is one of these. You know, you all know what this is all about. You know, it's just this is a charging port, USB-A, right? But this is going in that socket over there, and then this is radio connecting player, right? You have these channels and you have forward and backwards to use on one of these. So what they do is you have to plug this in the socket, in the car socket, in 12-volt socket, and then you have to pair it with the player. Yeah, so as you can see is FM 108. So if I'm plugging this in, they find the frequency, the radio frequency with that.
Play by USB drive.
Exactly. and then it's playing, right? If I'm now, is pause, play, and you can also get phone calls and stuff. But the vehicle came with this, which is a Bluetooth device with a mic over here connected to that, and I'm using that for Bluetooth. I need to play some music, but I can only do it with this one, and it's, you know, it's not that bad unless you think about, you know, when you use the acceleration, you have this humming, this whistling sound coming from the speakers, right? Every time you use this, because I know how that works, but it has a sound, and the sound that is coming out the speakers is not that good, you know. Is muffled, or it's high pitched, and it doesn't come out clear, right? So what I'm trying to do right now is take this off and replace it with an old unit I had in my Renault Laguna. Coffee break. The only downside of this, I keep saying that, but it has downsides over and over, right? So the downside of this is not, normally you get players, CD players, or, you know, cassette player or whatever, in 1 DIN format or double DIN format, right? This is a 1.5 DIN. It's not 2 DIN, it's not 1 DIN. So if I'm placing my old radio that I'm talking about is 1 DIN, right? So it's gonna be like from here, from bottom till up there, right? This level. So this space here will remain empty, and there's nothing I can do about it. Although, I mean, you can do that, but you have to spend some money to find, I think on eBay or Amazon even, people are just making these fascias, right? Specifically for these Fords. They come like this thing right here, or even, I'm not sure how big that is, but the main point is they cover with some plastic the bottom line of this whole hole here, right? And it only remains like 1 DIN space for your CD player to place it in. We don't have Amazon in this country, and on eBay, I don't know how it works. I never tried, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to just remove this, take this off, and bring that old player to put it in here to see how it looks and if it works and all that. So this is what I'm about to do in the next few minutes, and I'm gonna take you along with me on this journey. Never seen anyone else, like I haven't seen any videos on YouTube or whatever on the internet, right, about this thing. But yeah, I'm trying to do it myself, so wish me luck. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, maybe you've seen it by now, but look, this whole unit is fitted with these 1-2 screws underneath it, and then right here is supposed to be like on these little holes here. It's supposed to have some pins inside, and you can just put some very thin screwdrivers, 2 here and 2 there, at the same time to click those feet behind the stereo, and to pull it out. But I guess someone tried to do that without knowing, tried to pull it out without knowing about these. And if you look here, you can see this is damaged. The dashboard is damaged here, and right here that's some iron wire to fit it, to keep it in there. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting for me to do. Coffee break. didn't finish saying that, and then it comes right off. So as you can see, look, the wires and all that. So yeah, let me see what's behind it. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll have to see what's going on here. So what I'm guessing is that whoever fitted that did all of this right here, because I mean, I'm not even sure if that's the original cassette player of this van, but one thing is for sure, whoever connected that Bluetooth thing, right, to the stereo, to to the speakers, did this damage here. And if you have a look, ripped off this plastic part, and also the first screw, yeah, that was underneath the cassette player runs through this broken part and into the body of the dash. But then the second one is not, it's just going over it, just, I don't know, for support. I'm not sure what that's all about, but yeah, this is the state that the van is in right now. So yeah, I have to get the other player and see what I can do. Right, so the comparison that I was talking about is this: 1 DIN, 1.5, 2 DIN. Quite a difference, isn't it? But as I was saying, I think there are fascias to cross from something like this to something like this, and the space in between that is left could be covered. But I'm not trying to spend any money. This is just, you know, an old van, and I use it daily, and I just need some clear sounding music, right? I'm not gonna even look for that fascia. I'm just gonna try to install this in this one's place. So let's see how that goes. Coffee break. Right, so this is how it should look if you take a better look. Like in here is almost the same space as this one, right? Like you can fit another one of these here, but it's just, you know, just a bit off. So it wouldn't, especially that this one right here has a rectangular thing, like plastic thing that goes around the fascia here, so it will look nice. If you put that one on this, you wouldn't have enough space for a second player. As I've been trying to do, you know, to find some connectors from this old one to this one right here, I'm not really sure, especially that now I see how this fits. I'm not sure if I can just put it here and fix it so well to stay in place without moving. I won't mind the gap here, I have no problem with that. But if you look inside the wires and everything, that's the antenna for the radio. And if you look inside over here, you will see that whoever did this whole thing with that and everything, it actually, hold on, I'm not even sure I can look. You see those connectors? Can't show it to you properly, There's not enough light in there. Hold on. Maybe now. Yeah, whatever. I'll put an image on the screen right now so you can see that this is actually another harness from these connectors to those over there, but they've been circled around, and I don't know, this is a total mess right here, and I don't think it's worth it to try even to put this thing right here. Maybe I will have to spend a bit of money to get a, you know, one of these new players, a Chinese version of this, you know, with touch screen or whatever. The main thing for me would be, one, to fit here and to have the same connection, and two, to, you know, have Bluetooth at least, or if possible to have a USB-A where I can plug in some, you know, USB sticks with some music, right? And then to play the music in those speakers loud and clear. Not to mention that these 6x9s, actually these are 6x9s, and they do sound good even though it's an old car, an old van. These, I'm not sure if they were upgraded or not, but these sound really good, but only if you open the door like this, they will sound nice, because right now the music will come towards you. When the doors are closed, it sounds very, the music is very low, the volume is quite low, and you can't hear any bass, any mid bass frequencies, because they all traveling down there, because one is here and the other one is down there, so they travel under the dashboard and there's no bass in them. So if you want something like that, I don't know, it's not for me, to be honest. Coffee break. What I think I will do is either I'm gonna spend, I don't know, 60-70 pounds on one of those players for specific for this van, as I said, with a touch screen, or well, at least with some Bluetooth, or I can spend about the same amount, or maybe £100 to buy one of those boom boxes, you know, the Bluetooth speakers that you know use at the parties, and you know, those with battery included, and I can just keep it in the van and then jam it in here with music from my phone or whatever, you know, the connection might be, because those are new and they have plenty of connections. Like they have Bluetooth, they have auxiliary, they have USB-A, so you can plug in a USB stick. Like I said, they have everything you want, right? And the bigger you get that boombox, the louder it gets, right? But yeah, otherwise this is not worth it, unless you just really have to spend time and some money to put into the van, into the sound system, to make it, you know, to put a subwoofer in and all that, just to sound, you know, decent. So right now I'm just gonna keep it as it is until I figure out if I'm gonna buy a boombox or whatever is cheaper. I'm not sure. I'll get to that decision and I'll keep you guys updated on it. So I've got two reasons for this video right here. One, I love music. I love to listen to music in my car, my van, whatever I'm driving. And I love it to be loud and, you know, with bass and all that, like a good sound system in the vehicle. And the second reason is I do love the element of surprise, you know, a sleeper vehicle but it's a fail video. Hope you have any suggestions, maybe have details that could help me. Leave them in the comments and I'll make sure to respond to them. Again, thank you very much. You've been awesome. Thank you for the support, and see you in the next one. Bye.